do this or do this live business. Let's see. Maybe that's Facebook that I'm thinking about. Anyway, hopefully it's not reversed. I can't tell. I can't tell if it is or not. No, looks good. All right. It's been a while since we've been up in the studio. It feels like I don't even know what I'm doing anymore, to be honest with you. But today, we're going to attempt to make this little gem. This is our Loki pattern. Really simple little handbag. It's like 12 by 4 by 11-ish. Really simple. Has 2 slip pockets on the inside. It's really beautiful rear zipper, and it's got a zipper on the back. Little zipper pocket on the back, and we're going to do the same kind of feature in this one. I did a batch build of these not long ago, and I made a mistake by placing the wrong liner in here, but a couple of our customers really liked that, so we're going to kind of carry that on to this one as well. I'm going to use the same feet on this one. We're going to use the same leather as well. This is like a 4.5 ounce full veg. It's a tumbled Dublin is what it is. It has this really fine texture on it. It's really nice stuff. Temper wise, it's kind of in the medium-ish, medium soft range. So it has a little bit of stability on its own, but it's not ridiculously stiff either. It just really has a nice hand to it. Don't really have to, excuse me, don't have to really worry about it too much, because the only, this won't be an issue turning the bag, because I'm just turning a tube. I'm not turning an entire bag with a base. So one more panel here to cut out. We're going to click out our bottom. This piece actually is going to be long enough for our straps, as long as there's no crazy blims in there. And I noticed there was a blim here, so this is kind of what I like to do, is just take a little triangle out of it so I know not to cut there. So as long as there's 4-ish inches there, which there is, I can still get, 50 some inches of strap out of this piece. If not, I do have another one, so not that big of a deal in the grand scheme of things. little rims to set up the skiver, make sure the skiver's set up correctly. Those two panels. And then I need a base as well. Now, this isn't the right one, but I don't need the right one because we're just going to click it out. Just want to make sure we're cutting enough material here. So after further investigation here, I don't really particularly care for this piece right here. It's got a little bit of damage to the grain, so we're going to avoid this. I'll use this piece for some strap connectors on this end. Let me try to find a good. Something good. Just click that out on that one. This is going to be the stiffener for the bottom, and this is nothing more than this is Bontex. We can get it from Springfield leather or Tandy leather. This particular stuff comes from Springfield. It's quite a bit thinner than the Tandy stuff. This is what I used to get from Tandy right here, and it's even different now. It's even more so different. This stuff's like just over a millimeter, and this is slightly under a millimeter. Now this is all we need right here. No stiffer than this. You could use the stiffer stuff if that's all you could find, but I really like this thickness, but Tandy is not selling that currently. Every time I go in there, which is not often, but when I do, I look to see what they have, and then I just pick it up when they find it. Otherwise, this comes from Springfield. So let's go click this stuff out real quick. this one as well. So let me click out the stiffener first. And so if you've never seen one of these, this is a pretty standard clicker die. This one happens to have some ejection foam on it, which is really cool. This one's inset into wood. Oftentimes you'll find this inset in plastic, and then sometimes maybe you have clicker dies that are made like this. All of these are made with a computer controlled bender. These ones are not as accurate as these newer style steel rule die. The way they get them so accurate is they actually lays the pattern into the back of the wood itself. And then once the steel rule die is formed, this is also formed on a computer controlled bender, they just kind of pound it in there and then they glue in the little ejector foam. So yeah, but so this one will work on this clicker pretty good. To get the leather to click, you have to be a little creative and put it sideways. All right, this is the problem with live videos, but we're just gonna do the best we can. Sorry about that. I don't know if it's going to stay there or not. We'll find out. I'm just going to finish this off with a little razor blade there. That's no problem. Ideally, we would have a bigger clicker for this, but we don't, so. Way faster, way more accurate too, and that's really the name of the game here is accuracy. You know, it doesn't have any crazy jagged edges or anything like that, so it saves time and in the long run saves money for for us and the consumer. The faster we can make them, the more affordable we can sell them for. I'm just going to finish up this. I need my glasses because I'm blind as a friggin' bat. There we go. I'm just going to finish up that. Probably click halfway through that and won't be a problem at all. This clicker just doesn't have enough surface area to do this big of a job, but it does work. Okay, so now we'll take the next size up, which happens to be this bad boy, and we gotta place it sideways. I'm just gonna lay it here. I'm gonna lay it sideways on here. I need every inch of real estate to make sure that we click it. And give that a try. You can actually kind of feel when you've clicked the material. And there you go. Bingo, bango, bongo. All right, so rim. Put this stuff away real quick, and then gonna make some witness marks on our stabilizer here. And then actually I need to click out one more piece. Maybe I have some already. Let's go look. Yeah, the same leather. Just gonna use that. Perfecto. Oh, and by the way, if any of you are looking for last minute gift ideas for somebody, shameless plug, these are available on our website right now. These are hand cut, hand stitched, hand burnished little minimalist wallets. This one happens to be a really deep dark brown with a kind of a purple inset here with burgundy thread maybe. This is really cool. This is all 100% Italian vegetable tan leather. We have that one. We have, this is a three tone with the green, black, and brown. This is one of my favorites. This has this cognac, this natural bone color in brown. This center color will really age. I don't have my wallet with me, but this will age really nicely with the sun, and then just the oils in your hands. It'll make it quite dark. It'll be really cool. And then we have this kind of blue one with the gray thread. I like that one too. That's fun. And then this one's really rad too. Has a yellow inset with these tan colors with this kind of bone color stitching. And then we only have 2 of these left. These are passport wallets. All 100% veg tan, all handmade by Shelby. She makes all of these. She's quite the wizard when it comes to this small carry goods stuff. So only 2 of those left, and then we only have these 5, and they're available on our website, mythleathercode.com. All right, so back to the enough of that shameless plug business, and then so we got that. Now I'm gonna make some reference marks on this stabilizer, and then I'm gonna skive some leather. You know what? I don't particularly like this piece either. I'm gonna click this out. Be right back. No big deal. You don't mind watching me do this twice, do you? I just can't handle not having that as perfect as we can get it. There was another blim in it that I didn't see until it was clicked, and I can't stand that, so we're gonna make another one. So yeah, it's not really that big of a deal. I'll use the leather for something else, and then you know, it's not a lot of time involved. Just click, click, done. Much better. Get rid of that so I don't make a mistake there. This is just a 1/2-inch piece of flat bar that I like to use to make some markings and whatnot. It makes the job faster and more accurate. On this one, I don't get too concerned about the radiuses. I don't really care about that. It kind of, when I'm folding the leather over this, it just kind of falls where it may be. But the one critical thing that I do want is, even then it's not that critical, it's more of a, I don't know. Funny that way, a precision thing is I want a center line on here. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You could make this, you know, obviously this bag's going to have a seam in it. So you can line up the seams on the side, or you could line them up in the front to create a kind of a different look. On this particular one, we're going to put the seams on the side. So I want to make sure that we're marking the center line here. This is 4 inches, so we're going to take 2 rulers to easily create, you know, the center line here. And then when you position when you put your bag in there, it's not going to be kind of cattywampus and look kind of weird. But I always flip this around to the other side. So flip it 180 degrees and then mark it again. And see there? It's not exact no matter what you do. So now it gives me a reference point. Just land it right in the middle of that and good to go. So this one, I'm going to do the same thing. Except on this one, I don't need to worry about the center lines. Most of our bags, we're making this, we're actually cutting these out on the Cricut. We do have some templates like this one, this larger size one, that we can cut out by hand. Just takes longer. Okay, so there's those things. Now we're going to set up the Skiver. and get this leather skived down so we can get rolling here. I'm going to use Old Trusty. Does Old Trusty work? Yes. Still need a little bit of fine tuning on the old Fortuna. Matter of fact, we can kind of give old Fortuna a roll here real quick. Let's see how it behaves with veg, because I haven't skived any veg with it. Like butter, man. So a little fine tuning on this guy before I skive the live projects on it, but yeah, me likey. Let's see. Oh, we're gonna put it on this stand here. Yeah, I mean, should we be recording this and editing this stuff? Yeah. Do I have time? No. So, here we are. Doing it live. Alright, so let's see where we're at here with this guy. Half-inch skive, I always give it about 5/8 here. So this is just over 4 ounces in the beginning range here. So we want to bring this down to, this material I want to bring down just under 2 because of the temper. And don't try to re-skive a skive, if that makes sense. Just cut it off. Just cut this off and then do it again. You're never gonna get it set up. You can't just keep re-skiving the skive, if that makes sense. So now we're just about 2 inches. Crank that down just a little bit. Cut this guy off, and we'll do it again. There we go. Perfect. Now, get this out of the way. And believe it or not, I'm going to give this stone just this blade just a little sharpen, and then I'm going to check it again. Because once you sharpen this, in my opinion, in my experience, is that this thing is going to change the behavior of the skive. Typically, it'll skive deeper. Make sure I get this thing in here too. Let's try to see what happens here. This leather's pretty abrasive, and see that? You can just hear that it's like butter now. Once it kind of starts sounding a little kind of gritty and not super smooth, you need to sharpen the bell knife. You can't just sharpen it once and think it's going to work. And typically 9 times out of 10, the problem with your skive is the blade. It's not sharp enough. You might, oh yeah, I just sharpened it. No, you didn't. You need to sharpen it 2 or 3 times per project, usually on average. That's just the way it is. So here we go. So we're going to skive. Turn on the vacuum here. It's going to get a little loud, so if you want to turn your volume down, it would be probably a good idea, unless you don't care. So we're going to skive the base, 2 sides of the bag, and we're going to start stitching this thing up right away. Okay, back to... So now we have 3 major components here. And what I like to do is always check your pattern after you've skived it. Specifically on little pieces that are critical, like straps and whatnot. If you have something that, this stuff stretches, especially when you have a narrower piece over a longer run, and depending on which way you're cutting the leather, if you're cutting it with or against the grain, it might stretch a lot. So just be aware of that. Okay, so more witness marks here. And the top. sides on at least one piece here. We can stitch this up. Now we're going to create a, I call them French seams on the post bed. I'm going to stitch up the side of that bag there to create that kind of stitched look. And for a bag this small, you might be able to do that on a flat bed, but I doubt it. Good to go there. I'm just going to make some witness marks on this base so I know where to glue the stabilizer. Just kind of somewhere in that range. That way I know where to start and stop the glue, etc. All right. I thought I had made a jig to place the overlay, but might have been for a different one. Might have been for a different one. Well, I'm not gonna worry about it. We're gonna do it. I'll do it the old way. I'm going to take a break right here real quick. I'll see if anybody has made any comments. I'll catch up with them. And we'll continue on here. I got to get this bag done today. Whether or not we're going to get it all done on YouTube, well, that's another story. This is the bag we're making, by the way. In case people have joined us late. This is our Loki pattern. Very simple, but popular one. Just printing jobs and listening. Hi, Shelby. Are you still there? Let's see. Live chat. Nine homemakers watching me. All right. Rock and roll. Hello from New York. Thumbs up. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. That'd be great. That would help me a lot. Oh. Yeah, Shelby, the wallets are definitely not on the website because I definitely didn't. That'd be great if you put them back on there. Hey Dan, the those clicker dies are probably in the 150 range. I think. Fine, I'll hit that thumbs up myself. We got 1 like. Oh, there's 5 likes. What's going on here? 5 thumbs up. This YouTube thing, man, is it's a lot of work, you guys. It really is. When you have a lot of stuff going on. I should make a template for this. I thought I did. I thought I made a jig. I could easily place that. Could have swore I did. Where it's at, nobody knows. Maybe got thrown out in our latest cleaning binge. I gotta go look for it because now I'm curious. I swore I made something. Maybe I just dreamt it. Maybe I just dreamt it. It's a good idea if I had it's a really good idea. Oh well, I'll make it someday. Maybe. Anyway, gotta place that thing and then carry on here. Put some power on here before we run out of go-go juice. Hello from Las Vegas. Hi Joy, Denise. These are the OGs right here. They've been around a long time. Followed our little leather crafting adventures. Well, I would like it to be. This is from the top. Two inches-ish in the center. 6 3/4. What are we doing here? Okay, sorry. So turkey. Thought I had a little panel like this cut out with the overlay cut out in the center. I swear I did somewhere, but I got thrown away. And so we're gonna run over to the console there and stitch this guy up. Now this is an interesting machine. This is an older Seiko machine. This is the Conso 255, but this is made by Seiko. There's no stitch adjustment dial like the -5s have them. They still make this machine up to a -5. This is a -2. So the way you adjust the stitch length is there's a button in the middle of the bed here, and then you turn so you can hear that right there. Now you know what And there's a little dot right here with a corresponding number, and that tells you what the stitch length is at. So the way it works is you put some pressure on the button, dial it down until this little pin drops in the detent, and now we can dial it to wherever we want the stitch length to be, and then release the button, and now you've changed your stitch length there. So that's done on this machine. Machine's a little early. So typically what I like to do with these, and obviously I didn't do it this time, is once you're done with the machine, is just take a piece of paper, unthread your machine, take the bobbin out ideally, and then take a piece of paper or paper towel like this, and then just put your foot on top of there. That way any of the rest of the oil that's traversing out of your machine is going to get soaked up into this, versus, you know, if it touches your bobbin thread, this is going to act like a wick and bring all that oil right into your thread there. And it don't hurt anything, but it's definitely going to discolor it. So just a tip of what I like to do there with that. So just unthread the top and put this there. Because what happens is once you have these lubricated properly, the way these are lubricated is by consequence of vibration. So when the machine is vibrating, all that oil is traversing through the wicks and into the critical moving components of your sewing machine. So by gravity, once you're done sewing, it's still going to keep moving, right? So you've already got the flow of oil moving, and it's going to take the path of least resistance, and typically that's right here. So just a little tip for you. And even I go a step farther, I'd bury the needle into the paper, but something like that would be good on these industrial machines. So we're just going to go with this. The machine's set to like 5.5. As soon as we get moving, the machine locks up, so that's nice. Alright, well, that's fun. Live troubleshooting. Let's see what happened here. Probably just freaked out because I've been neglecting it. So just wanted to show me who was boss, and then apparently the machine is the boss. I got news for you, machine. Thank you. I may redo this again. I'm not liking. Yep, something's wrong. I can just tell by the way it's sewing something is wrong. So instead of experimenting on our finished piece here, I'm going to get a couple pieces of scrap. Simulate the approximate thickness and troubleshoot the stupid machine. Yeah, that's way ugly. Oh, well, that'll do it. There's no tension on the bobbin here. Yeah, let's see. They're definitely not doing well here. I was just bragging about how much I love this machine, and now I want to throw it out the window. Puffing me off. There we go. Okay, well now I gotta pick that thread out of there and do her again. I've got the most high-speed little tool right here. I think we got this at Joann's for like $1. It's not my most favorite tool in the whole world, but sometimes it's a necessity. But have no fear. We'll just take these stitches out of here, and then we'll just go stitch for stitch and put new stitches in those old holes, and no harm, no foul. That's what you get when you trust your equipment, especially after let it sit for a while. You're gonna always want to kind of test it on something that you don't really care about. All right, now let's see if we can make something happen here. It's pretty amazing with these machines. You get so tuned with them that you can just tell that they're not right by the way they sound and feel. So this machine has a brushless servo and a speed reducer on it. Probably don't need the speed reducer really much anymore. I don't really punch through really heavy layers, so I don't need that additional torque. Thought about putting it on a different machine, but this particular speed reducer won't work on it. So I have a different one. I'm not even sure that one's going to work either, so it's going to be quite a project. But maybe by the end of the winter I'll get it done. Who knows? I really dislike the black on black. It's just so hard to see, and that's another reason why we use this contrasting thread. Is because black thread is like, wow, man. It was just ridiculous to see. It's hard enough with the material this dark, it just kind of get lost in my eyes, just would kind of freak out. But then if you add black thread on top of it, it's I don't know, maybe it's just my eyes. Wouldn't surprise me. This is a size 92 bonded nylon, A&E brand that I get from the Thread Exchange, and we use that that brand and nylon exclusively. For the most part, we use that weight exclusively, except for liners. I use I think it's Tex 46, something like that. Alright, so we have that piece there, and we'll carry on. Hi Judith, Sue, nice to see you. Beverly from Tennessee. All 18 of you, would you do me a favor, and if you like this video, go over there and hit that thumbs up button for me, would you? Hello, Helena from BC. You're just right up the road from us. And that's what this tool is specifically designed for. This one fits perfectly inside that, right inside the overlay and right over that 4.5 YKK zipper to center that thing perfectly in that overlay. Okay. Man, it's been so long since I've been up here, I kind of almost forgot how to make this stuff. This is going to be the pocket liner. The client wanted this little peekaboo pocket liner. It's going to be different than the main liner. What are we saying here? Man, I'm struggling today. Struggle bus. All right. Yeah, Sue, we have a clicker for the overlay as well. And then what's cool about these is that this center piece, this rim piece, we actually use that too. We'll put a couple little radiuses in the corner and fold this over, and now this is a zipper pull. Just put that in your zipper, put one rivet there, and now you have a little zipper pull. It's kind of cool, just a rim out of the center there. You can also cut these on your Cricut or whatever else you may have, or cut them by hand. You just gotta get after it, Sue. The only way you're really gonna learn is by, as you know, is by doing. So you just gotta dive in and get after it. Make mistakes. Hopefully learn from them. Yeah, we're gonna leave this open, glue this down, and then we're gonna run over to the Jose Canseco and stitch the side seams up on this guy. But everything seems to be in the other room for whatever reason. Just have this piece just a little thinner. Hopefully I can get this to go. This leather is really oily, so I'm using this crazy high-powered adhesive, and it just takes a lot of it and a little extra drying time. Sometimes, most of the time actually, a couple coats. And that's what that kind of looks like before I beat it to death with a hammer. Loud noises. Okay, now more loud noises. leather is what I found that cleans the spatulas off the best. I mean, as good as I might get. Those are pretty cheap, so just do the best you can, and then after a while, I give them to Shelby, and she takes the glue eraser to them. Still there, Shelb? There we go. So at this point, this is the only time you're gonna turn this bag. Right here, very carefully. Turn it inside out, and you see how difficult this already is. Imagine if this whole thing was made out of this. And I've done it before, and it's not easy. So that's why this kind of style of construction works awesome for this type of leather. Otherwise, you start seeing, you know, you can do it, but then you start seeing, you know, the seams start getting real pronounced, and you can, you know, expose stitches and stuff like that, and it just kind of starts messing with the integrity of the bag. Plus, this gives it just a little different look, and that sets us apart from every other person in the world making handbags. Okay, so next operation is we're going to put a decorative, wouldn't even really need to do this if you didn't want to, but we're going to put a decorative seam right up the side of this thing. As you can see, this one doesn't have it. We're going to put a decorative seam right up here. And then right after that, we'll start working on installing the base. The strap connector will build and install the strap connectors, and that's probably going to do it for this feed, since we've been here, what, 100 and some minutes now, which is probably way too many for a YouTube video, but man, why not? I mean, what is the attention span, like 20 minutes? I can't remember. Let's see. Any recommendations on where to get a roller presser foot for a Skiver? Yes. Well, it depends on which one you have, really, but unless you're doing vegetable tan leather, you won't need the roller. And even then, you probably wouldn't need the roller. A lot of these 801 style skivers, if you have one that's similar to ours or everybody else in the universe that has a skiver, they're not really set up and or designed for heavy veg anyway. The roller is specifically designed to do really heavy veg for like belts and boots and stuff like that, where you're making, you know, really heavy projects. But I'm trying to think of the vendor. Send me a message and I'll look it up for you. You know, Texo. I mean, they might have one, but that Skiver is designed to do mainly chrome tan leather. That's an 801 style bell Skiver. Alright, so over here, we're going to do a test on that machine too, since they seem to be mad at me today. Bobbin left. That's a drag. There you go. So we're gonna cheat. Since I don't have anything set up here, I'm gonna use the tension of this machine, but we're gonna cheat. Cheat. I'll run out of battery first. Man. Okay. I'll be right back, folks. Yeah. So since the hook is on the left side on this machine threads from right to left, and the scarf obviously is on the left side, so the hook can pick up the material. They call this a left only post bed because of the I'm assuming because the hook is on the left, but this is totally flush on the right, which makes it really easy to get into some crazy geometry. You see that there? It's totally flush there. Let's put this guy. Good to go, good to go. Let's see, where is... I'd lose my brains if it wasn't... Where? Oh, there we go. I don't know why I keep losing these, but I do. I like to take a magnet, these little magnets like this. You can buy them at the hardware store, and then you just take both tails, and I just pin the thread down to the post. That way I don't have to worry about it. Because it's hard enough to juggle this stuff. Make sure liners aren't caught, etc., and then have to worry about holding on the threads too. Let's do a little bit of cleanup here. My machines are well lubricated, that's for sure. I just want to make sure there's not too much oil here to... All right. Okay. this side. Better for me. And for you, probably. Now I'm going to free that thread. There we go. The funny thing about this is that we have a dual needle post, but it is cantankerous as all get out. And I need to bring it to the shop or just sell it because I've never been able to get it to run right. That's probably why I got it so cheap, huh? I bought it used. It does work, but it won't work on thinner lead. I can't get enough tension on the bobbin no matter what I do. So I don't know what's wrong with it, but man, this thing lays down a beautiful stitch. Woo! Hey man, any of you guys looking at buying sewing machines, you don't think twice about a Seiko. Yeah, it's not a Juki, but man, I absolutely love these machines. If you haven't noticed already. They're more expensive than your clone machines, but less expensive than a Juki. We considered buying the equivalent of this machine, Juki's equivalent, until I saw how much they wanted for it. I asked them to check twice if the pricing was accurate. I was like, wow. I mean, a nice machine, but woo, man. You're like, that's, you know, I don't want to sell it price for sure. So I don't know what the story is, but basically they don't make a lot of these high post machines, so I'm assuming that's why the pricing is you know, much higher than a standard flatbed would be. See, I knew it. I knew it. This is what happens. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. See this? The thread that walks around there. This machine and these Seikos. This is the only thing I hate about these Seikos, is that thread has a memory. And when you get a little bit overzealous cutting the thread, it has a tendency to spring back and then it winds around something. So right here it's going to have a rough stitch and then it should smooth out. I did back stitch. Yeah, one rough stitch and then it smooths right out. come on. There you go. I'm just going to flip it around without cutting the thread, so I just can hang on to this little loop. Maybe. Yeah, no, no. I need more room. I need more clearance. I can't do it that way. You have to get this. I did it again. You little turkey. But it's pretty cool. This machine has this little lever right here. It's a tension release, so I can just push this and pull the thread tight. Now it's going to have one rough stitch. I don't care because I'm going to back stitch right here. That's the rough stitch. There we go. The dual post, you just have one pass on this and it lays down an even stitch, but it hates it. Unless I back it up with some more material, it wants to loop randomly, like every 12 stitches it'll just kind of not skip a stitch, but it kind of it loses its tension for whatever reason. But if you put thicker materials in, it tends not to do it as much, but it still does it. So, kind of useless to me. Cool machine. I wish I could get it to work, but I'm gonna have to bring it to a real mechanic. So there we go. I'll put some decorative stitches on there. It's kind of cool. Now what we're gonna do is I have to put the base on. Put the base on and then probably call this video good for now. Hi, Shelby. Is that a zipper foot? It's a standard foot for that machine. Thank you for stopping by, Helena. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Hit the thumbs up button and the bell icon so you can get notified when we post new videos. We really appreciate you stopping by and watching our videos. goes for all of you guys. If you haven't already done so, I'm assuming most of you are subscribed to the channel. But if you're not, take 2 seconds to subscribe to the channel and hit the thumbs up button. It helps this YouTube algorithm, which is constantly changing. So it supports our channel. It doesn't cost you guys anything. So that's all we ask for in return. All right, so now we have to be a little bit of contortionist, and we're going to place this stabilizer inside of this bag, but I have a tool for that. Imagine that. This has another tool. Get rid of these threads real quick. First, I'm going to add some glue. Add some glue and get really nice coat of glue here and get this to flash off while I mess around with the fixture. Paying extra attention to the side seams there because it's going to be a grain glue scenario when the glue doesn't really particularly like to stick to that much. And one way around that is to roughen up the surface so you can get rid of that grain. Stay. Okay. I know it's like watching paint dry, but part of the process. Now, I have this tool. And then we're just going to put on the smaller last for this particular design. a bunch of glue to this thing. And then we can install or get this thing glued down, the base glued down, and then it's probably gonna be the end of the video. I gotta wait for the glue to dry, and I'll pick it up another time. Some more glue. Well, thanks, Pam. Yeah, I like doing that too. You know, fire up somebody else's videos and work in the workshop. You do upholstery, huh? That's cool. I want to learn how to do upholstery. Matter of fact, I'll show you a couple projects that I have that I want to redo this winter. Maybe I'll do it on my channel. I might totally suck at it, but I think there's a little bit of crossover, you know, the basic, you know, kind of concept and skill set. Plus I already have the patterns, right? So that's the difficult part, I would think. I mean, I don't know. Well, let me show you what I have. Shelby picked this this little ottoman thing up at the Goodwill for like $5. There's another bag, another prototype bag I started and never finished. Is this thing? It's kind of neat. It's just a I don't know, ball of foam, and it has this really kind of cool pie-shaped pseudo French seam on the top, which I thought was really cool. But I wanted to do this in leather, maybe even like a two-tone. See, they have a zipper right here, and it has these little feet and stuff on the bottom. But I didn't think it would be that tough to do, so I thought that would be fun to do in leather. Maybe some content for the channel to do. And then I want to redo, I use this stool right here at my cylinder, and this is the stool to the stressless chair. And I want to redo this. This belonged to a late friend of mine. He gave that to me, so I'll never get rid of this. Need some work. I thought about maybe even sending these out and getting them re-chromed or sandblast them and powder coat them or something really kind of cool. But I thought this would be neat to redo the leather on this one. So this has lots of different stuff here. It looks like I have no idea how to do this, but it's got some piping on it and stuff. So kind of a neat project there. And then of course I have the matching chair. Same kind of scenario. It's pretty wore out. It's got this Yeah, big blem right here, but another bag that I haven't finished. I'm slacking, you guys, so I thought that would be fun. But I've never done upholstery before, so anyway, let's segue back to what I was doing here. But yeah, I think that's cool. I definitely want to learn how to do it. Something different to do. And maybe something a little slightly different content for the little channel here. We'll see. I mean, I kind of barely have time to come up here and do anything anymore as it is, so I don't know, maybe we'll try to change that. Who knows? Anyway, now you see what the purpose of this last is. And this kind of stuff really, you know, a lot of boot makers use this kind of stuff, and it helps out a lot. So that's what these witness marks, the original witness marks, were for here. And then now you can see the French seam here on the side. I'm going to match that perfectly in the center on this side, push it down, and then I'm going to come over to this side, pull up just a little bit here, and do the same thing here. They're not quite dry enough. The glue's not quite dry enough yet. So I'm going to give it a couple seconds to flash off. Yeah, see, that is the grain that is messing me up. So we have one of these handy dandy little, you can use a razor blade or whatever, but this roughs up that grain a little bit so it's not so smooth. Gives it a little tooth, if you will. More glue. So Pam, do you have a YouTube channel as well? I know there's a few channels that do upholstery, but mainly like car upholstery and stuff. There's one guy that he's really good. I don't know what country he's from, but he doesn't speak. He doesn't talk. I think it's from some sort of Latin country maybe. But he has some pretty good stuff. But yeah, you should start your own YouTube channel. No, I'm just one person shop with my dog. Do you stay busy doing the upholstery? So come on, hurry up. This glue needs to flash off like quick. awesome. You can be as picky as you want to be and charge whatever you want, it sounds like. Good for you. That'd be really cool. Shelby and I had aspirations to do the same thing with this little business in our old commercial shop, as most of you were aware of. But you know, other circumstances kind of put a kibosh to all that stuff. But in retrospect, I think we're much happier with our shop back in our home. The problem with that is that, you know, it takes a lot of discipline to, on both sides really, to you know, after you're working all day or whatever, is to, because you know, once you're, sometimes it's hard, the discipline to come up here and start working after you've worked all day. And then, you know, you have things on the weekends and whatnot, but then conversely is, you know, is spending too much time. So it's a real balancing act. So it's just something that we're kind of perfected. Okay. There we go. Same process as it did on the top, but now the challenge is to get it off the last. But you just got to kind of pop it and it'll come off. This one's probably just a little bit too big. I should make it just a little bit smaller, but the snugger it is, the easier it is to work on the piece. It's not constantly falling off and stuff. So could just let it dry on it and then, you know, not risk tearing the thing off, but I'll get it off here in a second. Just gotta be patient. Yeah, you could you know, make a bag with your furniture and upsell them. Like, hey, I might need you a matching bag to go with your chair or whatever. Okay, there's the bag. Isn't it nice? I don't know what's going on here. Come on now. We bought a machine and some tools and an old press, actually from an upholsterer. In fact, I'll show it to you. And I had a whole box, basically a case of staples with the stapler and everything, and then this thing, it's called a Handy Junior, which I restored. I had it sandblasted and put this powder coating on here, and then hand stitched this leather kind of handle cover, and it I guess it's to making like tuck and roll or button something. So like it would, you know, you put a button right here. I don't know what the terminology is, but I'm assuming that's what it's for. But I got all kinds of cool stuff like these big, called a darning needle, I guess it is. I don't know. But we got all kinds of stuff from that lady. There we go. You just gotta have the right tools, but I'm definitely gonna modify this because this is a pain in the, you know tufting? I don't know. I'm blind. I'm assuming it's for upholstery. I don't know what it is. I'll believe you. All these crazy like hook needles and stuff. And brand new staple gun. Here we go. Come on now, get off there. There we go. And the crowd roars. Oh. So there we have it. Now, oh, don't fall. All we got to do is glue this on and stitch it on with the post bed. But I'm gonna pre-punch some holes in here for before I stitch this on here, just to make it easy. But this needs to dry, so I'm gonna put this over on the bench, put some weight in it, and let this dry up really good. Has to be totally dry and totally stable, otherwise you really mess up and ask me how I know. But anyway, this video is way too long. I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today, and we'll certainly be back for another one because the live videos are just so much easier to do. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed our video. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel and leave me a comment down below. See what else you want us to do or make or whatever. If you want to see something in our shop, or we're wide open. Love to make these videos, and I love hanging out with you guys. That's why the lives are kind of better fit for us sometimes. But anyway, take care, guys. We'll see you again on another maker log, if I can figure out how to shut this off.